You know, since we couldn't make it out to SEMA this year, I went ahead and picked some of my favorite products to show you guys right here in Sam's Garage. Let's go check them out.
Welcome to Sam's Garage, presented by NH Oil Undercoatings.
Welcome to the SEMA Showcase at Sam's Garage. It's that time of the year where you guys are going to be going to Vegas and checking out the SEMA show. There's a lot of cool products there for all of you builders and hobbyists. I'm going to be showing you some of my favorites. Nelson, why don't you tell everybody the differences between these two torque converters?
Sam, these are both 4L80.
What's on the inside of this? This one's cut away, correct?
Yes, sir. So whenever you open this up, one thing that you'll notice is the massive weight of a 4L80 torque converter. This thing is very heavy gauge steel. And this right here acts almost as an anti-ballooning plate to take that extra power from the heavy towing loads and the extreme power output. Now this right here is the stator. Now the stator functions as a back pressure unit, so you can actually come up to a stop sign and stop. This has a clutch inside there called a sprag, so it can actually turn freely, but when you go the other way, it just locks down on a sprag type clutch on the internals. Once it does that, it applies back pressure to the turbine and then begins to drive the car. So now this is a lockup style torque converter. So you know you're going to have a piston in behind here that'll go 1-to-1 with the front cover or the bottom of the torque converter, giving you even better gas mileage and reliability, keeping the transmission that much cooler. That's what matters in these torque converters, is how we actually go apart, the types of bearings we use, and they're very, very tough. The stall becomes a physics equation whenever you're matching up horsepower, gear ratios, the weight of the car, the intake system, forced induction, nitrous type cars. Everything comes into play. How well the heads breathe. It's fluid pressure versus resistance. The intake's got to match the heads have got to match the exhaust system. If you're off in one area, it'll definitely throw the stall off, depending on how many pounds of boost as to how much stall you want.
I build a lot of projects in this shop. I want to make sure that my cuts on the intercooler piping or exhaust piping or any bracket that I'm going to be making is going to be straight. Hemsaw is known for cutting straight. Not only do they have this awesome hobby saw that I use every day, but they got saws bigger than the box behind me to really cut anything you may want. They've come out with a couple of other products in helping you guys build your car. One of them is going to be the anti-splatter. Anytime you're doing a weld job, a patch panel, really anything where you're going to have little metal balls splatter and stick to the surface that you're welding on. If you apply this first, it's not going to affect the weld in any way, but it's going to keep those balls from sticking in the area that you're welding, making it a lot cleaner looking and cutting down on you cleaning the surface up with a grinder or something like that. Now, you guys have seen us building cars in the past, and we've taken all the hardware and the brackets that we have to reuse, put them in a bucket, and we're going to use Hemsaw's Rust Eliminator. Basically, take all the bolts and brackets, put them in a bucket, fill it up with the Rust Eliminator, and you're going to let it sit overnight. Come in the morning, everything's going to be fresh and clear for you to be able to use. No rust on them. All the brackets will be ready for you to be able to prime and paint and put right back onto the car. The hardware can get very expensive, and a lot of the hardware in the older cars are going to be special to the car. Finding that hardware and spending the money on it can be a bear. These two products, they're going to make it a lot easier for you to be able to build that car, make it cleaner, and put it all together nice and straight. What I have here is lizard skin, basically another answer to insulation and sound deadening. Now the best time to apply this, if you guys remember both in the Hemsaw Hudson project and the Hemsaw GTO project, right before I went to the body shop, I went ahead and sprayed what I could with the lizard skin. On the GTO, I did the roof. If you guys are building a project and your car's on a rotisserie, it's down to bare metal, you haven't put anything in it, that's when you want to go in with lizard skin. They even have an applicator, a full kit that comes with a gun, the stirrer for the product, and everything you need to be able to apply lizard skin onto your project. Like I said, when that thing is on the rotisserie and you can get underneath it, spray every nook and cranny with Lizard Skin, and you're gonna have nothing but quietness, and you're gonna insulate that car from heat and cold, depending on the season you're in. It's gonna allow for the HVAC system to work that much better, saving you money in fuel, keeping you more comfortable in the car. If you guys are into sound systems, it's gonna give you a lot quieter sound. It's gonna keep the vibration down when the bass hits. But the older cars, as we know, they don't have a lot of sound deadening in them or insulation. This is where Lizard Skin absolutely shines. When it's bare metal, apply both the ceramic and the sound deadening, and you'll be good to go. And those hard to reach places, they've got themselves an aerosol can. Like, let's say you're putting a door speaker in, you can spray the inside of the door, apply your speaker, and you'll have good sound deadening from it.
Welcome back to Sam's Garage, presented by NH Oil Undercoating.
This is our Signature 2.0, if you will. So we came out Signature Edition a few years ago. We had the checkerboard floor, and last year we debuted our carbon fiber model. Everyone really dug that road design. So now all our Signature models come with the carbon fiber floor, road look design. And actually it's better because it's thicker, as I told you. Black and white would bleed through it. This you don't, no matter where you park your car, it's not going to notice it.
Absolutely,
so
yeah.
that's
Even if it's dirty, you got dust. You may not have road grime or oil on there, but you have dust on there that when you drive through your driveway, you can see it on the floor. This floor looks good because it looks like, would you say all roads lead to car capsule?
Yeah, that's right. All roads lead to car capsule. We protect and present the finest vehicles in the world. Driving on our road, zip it closed, you're good to go.
And tell us about the LED lights you have incorporated in this unit.
So this model comes with an LED light kit. So you get a remote control, you get different colors, different functions, and it just accent. In a dark garage, you come out to your man cave, this garage, your pole barn, and it's snowing outside, and you get to see your ride and see it lit up. It really looks awesome.
And sometimes I like to go sit in the garage and just spend a little time with my ride. And something like this, it makes you feel like you have a die-cast car, full size, in its case, sitting in front of you.
Hence the showcase.
If you guys have been paying attention to the show, you know that we've used Livernois Motorsports Engineering products over the last 5 seasons, and I love their product. The reason why I do is because they have a huge R&D department. Their product is going to make horsepower, but it's going to make it reliably so you guys don't go kill your investment. Now, we all know about the Ford Raptor and how popular they are. Where Dodge Ram has come out with an answer to the Ford Raptor, and it's called the T-Rex. It comes with the Hellcat Red Eye engine in it. And what you see in front of me is a complete Livernois kit for your T-Rex that's going to make up to 175 to 200 horsepower using E85. In that kit, as you can see in front of me, includes everything you need to be safe and reliable. Front mount intercooler to keep heat soaked down. We got 16 new spark plugs, lower gap, colder, keep the cylinder pressures at check. The crank pulley is pressed onto these newer vehicles. So they give you a pin kit in order to be able to utilize their aftermarket lower pulley along with their upper pulley, giving you the boost that you're after. It even comes with the booster pump, and that basically ties in line with the factory fuel pump, and it amplifies the voltage to it depending on when you need the fuel and how much you need. That's what the booster pump does. They include the belt, they include the thermostat, they include the My Caliber to be able to go into the computer and tune all this in, making your T-Rex faster than you could ever imagine. So if you want to go after those Ford Raptors and you have a T-Rex, make sure to call Livernois Motorsports Engineering. Hypertech is the leader in tuner technology. They make more power per dollar than anybody else out there. Recently, they've gotten into the power sport market, like the side-by-side you see behind me. They've got a whole bunch of parts for you guys. You might want to check their website. For instance, we got extreme lower ball joints. We got 4340 upper ball joints. There is a 4-point harness that they offer with 2-inch width, pull-down straps, and pockets to be able to put stuff in. They've got limited straps to keep your suspension at bay when you get air. All right? They've even got a tire repair kit. In that kit, there's everything you need to patch your tire in the woods, along with a knife and the rubber cement, along with a tire gauge. They have a recovery kit. In that kit, they have straps, tow hook, they've got a pulley, they've got rope, and gloves. Everything you need to get yourself out of a mess in the field. They've even got a pistol grip short shifter. This is very nice, billet aluminum. We've got a blow-off valve. Now this is going to give you that sound that you're after. There's going to bypass valve is installed on the vehicle. You take that out, you put this in, and you get that whoosh sound that everybody's after. Even got the Spectrum programmer for this vehicle. That's right. a programmer. This is a tuner that's going to add 42 horsepower and up to 10 pounds of torque on the turbo application. This thing does have a lot of capabilities. You can totally customize your tune. It'll control the fan speed, the idle speed, the top speed limiter, even the tire size. This makes 42 horsepower and 9 foot-pounds of torque. I can't wait to see what the horsepower is going to feel like on this guy.
Now back to more Sam's Garage.
If you have a 1971 Chevelle, OPGI has new parking lamp bezels for your car. Left and right hand side, these are OEM replacements, heavy duty metal, chrome plated with the black insert in. These are really going to finish up your restoration. But they've got other parts for your Chevelle as well, along with your Cadillac, Buick, Oldsmobile, and Pontiac. So if you guys have even a newer Cadillac, OPGI has high performance parts for you, exhaust systems and air intake systems. So make sure to grab a winter sale catalog and see what you can get for your car and save money at the same time. OPGI does an awesome job of making sure that the products are packaged properly so that nothing gets damaged in the shipping process. So you want to make sure to take just as much care when unboxing them and installing them onto your vehicle. This is a very simple installation. All you need is a Phillips head screwdriver. In this case, you want to make sure that if your hardware is in bad shape, go ahead and replace them. And if the lenses have any cracking or discoloration, go ahead and replace them as well. Now, you're staring at the bulbs. This is a good time to go ahead and do some maintenance. If there's an issue with the bulb, replace them as well. When you install the new bezel, make sure not to damage anything. Don't scratch anything. And as you can see, once installed, it looks absolutely beautiful. With the black strip restored, it ties in with the rest of the front end and makes it look factory fresh. Flexolite has made a fan called the Dry Pod. Now, we all have spills and we have to dry the areas that we have spills on, whether it be your RV, your boat, carpet, tile, in the kitchen. But the biggest thing I like to use this for, which is genius, is if you have a shop environment like I have had for 21 years, if it's older, it's gonna have either no vapor barrier underneath the concrete, or the concrete itself is going to be saturated with oil from the years of working on cars in that facility. What happens is that if you're in a humid area like we are here in the South, when it rains in the summertime, the floor becomes an ice skating rink. The humidity comes up through the concrete, mixes with the oil that's in the concrete, and makes it for a very dangerous facility to be able to walk around and let alone work in. The Dry Pod is designed to direct the air straight down, and the air goes onto the ground and then goes up. So 8 times the power, it's gonna dry the area all the way around this. Usually if you have a wet floor, you have to put a fan in the corner and it's gonna dry the floor in front of the fan. In this case, it's gonna dry the floor all the way around the fan. It comes with a heavy cord, you plug it into the wall. Not only that, but it's also got a circuit breaker outlet right on top. This makes drying the floor around you a lot safer, quicker, and it's much better for you and the customer if you happen to be in the back showing them something on their car. One thing I cannot stand is a comeback. Whether it's a customer's car or my personal vehicle, anytime I'm dealing with a gasket on a turbocharger or exhaust manifolds or even headers, I always use Stage 8 locking fasteners because they've got it to where you can put on the retainer on the nut or bolt side with the clip that's going to hold the retainer in place, and it's going to keep that hardware from ever backing out on you. If you're using a turbo application, you got a lot of heat cycles. So what happens is that in those heat cycles, a normal hardware can come loose. When it comes loose, that gasket that separates the turbo and the manifold is going to get compromised because it's going to be more exposed to the combustion process. So then you're going to lose that gasket. And a lot of times these turbochargers are hard to replace that gasket depending on where they live in the engine compartment. What Stage 8 has come out with recently is, as you can see, we've got the locking clips for the retainers that hold everything down. You've got holes where you can put safety wire around it, and you can connect the hardware together just like in your airplane or your SCCA race car, drag car, anywhere where you are going to be putting a lot of pressure and force onto it. You don't want the hardware to loosen, and you have to have the safety strap. This is the hardware you're going to use. Stage 8 has given me reliability and peace of mind knowing that over the years I can use their hardware and not have exhaust manifold gaskets come back, not have turbo manifold gaskets come back. I can retain my boost. Not only am I going to be happy, but the customer is going to be happy as well.
Welcome back to Sam's Garage, presented by NH Oil Undercoating.
You guys know about DEI. They're known for heat management. You've seen us use them a lot on the projects here at Sam's Garage. Now what I have in front of me is going to be sensor sleeves for your late model vehicles, like an EVAP sensor or even an oxygen sensor. This is going to protect the sensor from the heat around it, keeping it living longer. If you have a GM, that thermostat doesn't open until 235 degrees. So all these components are getting heat soaked up under the hood. Also, they have come out with 4 and 6 inch exhaust sleeves. Let's say you're running a turbocharger, a T6 or a T4, you're going to have either a 4 inch or a 6 inch downpipe. They've got sleeves that are going to go right over that downpipe with the metal straps that are going to keep it in place. This is nice, cuts down time on wrapping it yourself. It's a little bit thicker. It's going to add a little bit more protection for you. But if you have a square body Chevy truck, like in the 87 that I'm going to be working on next week, I've got a full insulation kit from DEI that first starts off with boom mat, putting it up underneath the insulation mat, and then you're going to put the carpet over everything. This kit comes with instructions on how and where to cut everything up, placing it in your truck properly. You want to start off with the boom mat first, because believe it or not, even a little bit of piece of this boom mat on a sheet metal, it's going to deaden that sound like you wouldn't believe. So this before this makes for a nice quiet ride. And this is going to allow for the HVAC to work really well, heat and air. So if you guys are looking for heat management, check out DEI. Today we're going to be talking about glass care. Now you guys know McKee's 37, they got some of the best waxes and polishes out there. A lot of us don't know about glass care. You know, we don't know that we can actually give the glass just as much of a shine as we do the paint. We may take some glass cleaner and clean it off, call it a day. But we have a multi-step procedure here that's going to give it a good polish, and it's going to give it a coating, making the windshield hydrophobic. That's going to repel all the water from the rain onto your windshield, making it to where you may not even need the windshield wipers. Let's show you guys how to do it. You want to start by cleaning the glass using the Crystal Vision glass cleaner and a microfiber towel. Then you want to divide the windshield into 4. Apply a quarter-sized dollop of high-performance glass restorer directly onto the included orange cutting foam. Scrub the glass firm, short strokes. Apply more product as needed. Then you want to remove your product with another fresh microfiber towel. After polishing the entire windshield, clean it again using the Crystal Vision glass cleaner and another clean microfiber towel. Spray glass coating, 4 to 5 sprays per section, directly onto the glass. Distribute the side to side and up and down using the included coating applicator, the red side. Then you want to remove all excess residue by using another clean microfiber towel. All this will be included in the kit. So after you polish your windshield with the McKee's 37 glass cleaning kit, you're going to notice that the water is going to repel right off of it. As you can tell with our microfiber towel, it slides on the side that we did the application on and doesn't go anywhere on the side that we still have to do the application on. If you guys know me, you know I love Locar. If it wasn't for them, all those engine swaps I've done over the years just wouldn't be possible, or they would have been a lot more difficult. They sell all the parts needed to be able to adapt anything to any car. That's really nice. What I'm showing you here is a manual sport shift shifter. Now, you know a lot of these cars, manuals are going away, but in the last 20 years, a lot of the vehicles come with automatic transmissions with a manual mode that you can have a nice spirited drive, have fun with the car, and keep that gear in the gear that you've asked for. This particular shifter will not only work in the cars, but it'll also work in the trucks. Now the trucks, the range of motion as far as the indicator where it goes into manual is going to be different than the cars. And this accommodates both the car and the truck. The car, when you put it in drive, you can go right into manual mode and do your thing. But on the trucks, if you notice, there's a park, a reverse, neutral, drive, and a manual mode. So you'll have to go one more notch down to get into the manual mode. Now this accommodates all that stuff. You can also program it to work with any aftermarket computer. It'll go and work with the factory computer and aftermarket ones. It also comes with a neutral safety switch, but the newer cars, that is incorporated into the body control module. So you can use that as a neutral safety switch or a reverse light indicator switch. When you put it in manual mode, the springs that give you the tension are going to be preloaded. You can actually go in here and adjust the preload of your spring just to make that shifting experience perfect for your case. If you guys are wanting a more spirited ride, please check out Locar and their automatic shifters. I'm really happy I was able to showcase some of my favorite products that I use on the project cars and the client cars every day. Hopefully next season, SEMA will be back to normal, and we'll see you guys there.